The Lord is thy shepherd, I shall not want. Him maketh I lie down in a green pasture. Him leadeth I beside still water. Them him restored I soul. Him leadeth I in the path of righteousness for him name's sake. Yea! Though I Rasta go walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear no evil. For thy rod and thy staff them comforted I and I. Unu prepare a table before I in the presence of our enemy. Them unu anointed I head with unu oil. Me cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy I go follow I all the days of I Ivini. Me I go dwell in the house of the Lord God. Jah. Kadamawe gromabia tela exact beer tana istalina bashante shante 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 Kadamawe gromabia tela This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power. Blessed that is the man that worketh not in the counsel of the heathen, not sitteth in the seat that is scornful, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in this law I see I did sunrise and sundown. Him I go dear like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bringeth fat fruit in his season. Him leaf never our wither, and whatsoever him doeth shall prosper. The heathen them now there so them there like a chaff with the wind driveth away. Therefore the heathen them never go turn upon judgment that the sin among them in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord God Jah loveth the way of the righteous and the way of the sin among them always and always. I go perish. Let the people of the Most High God say, Jah! This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo, and my name. Black Rasta. In every traditional African home there is a black pot, and each time this black pot sits on the fire, there is something sumptuous cooking. Ingredients of so many different types, sizes, colors, aromas, and even flavors relocate into the black pot, putting aside all their differences. Differences of color, differences of aroma, differences of size. Yes, for one reason. So they could come together, collaborate, and produce food. Sumptuous food, nutritious food. Now the black pot and the ingredients do not even participate in the eating of the food. It is us, the eaters. Yet every time, they selflessly come together to produce this sumptuous food. What can we learn from this? It's very simple. We have to learn how to be selfless. Selflessness, generational thinking. Many people will not do it if they cannot benefit from that directly. Many people have a problem working so their own children and children's children would come and benefit from that. They want to eat it all now. After all, tomorrow we die. This is the black pot. Here we don't criticize. But if we must criticize, we would only just criticize to build and not to destroy. This is the pot that is black. It is called the Black Pot. And my name, Black Rasta. Now remember that you have to follow us on social media, on Instagram, on Twitter, and also on Facebook. We are called Black Empire Media, and most importantly, on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the notification button so that the message can spread far and wide. Every time we come, you'll be the first person to see us. We are called Black Empire Media, and the Black is spelled B-L-A-K-K. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Remember that we also have a channel known as the African History Class, and African is spelled A-F-R-E-E-K-A-N. Class is K-L-A-S-S, where we tell history, authentic African history. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo, and here we speak truth to power. Remember that we are supported by ISIT, and ISIT is I-S-I-T, and that simply means what? In spirit, in truth. Oh gosh. Now, if you're tired of your regular social media's negativity, the violence, the racism, the nudity, then this is where you belong. It's all positive. Built by Ghanaian engineers in America. Everybody's talking about EZIT. EZIT is your home. 100% positive in spirit, in truth. By its name, you can even tell that it's all about positivity. Hey, connect with family and friends. Make memories. You can make audio calls, video calls. You can even go live. Oh, put up your photographs, upload your videos, and sell your brand. Market your products, all for free. Download this from the App Store and Google Play for free. And join me right there at EZIT. I love EZIT. And EZIT is where I am going to right now. This is the Blakk Pot, a.k.a. Kukushodomo. Now, we have a number of stories we are looking at today. And I need you to fire the stories right now. Number one. What is the first story talking about? Watch me. It says, Gyakye Quayson. Gyakye Quayson, still in the woods. If they say somebody is still in the woods, it means it's not totally free. It means that he still does not have his freedom. Who is Gyakye Quayson? That's him. The MP for Asin North, who was removed and disgraced. This was the man who came all the way from Canada. After living for over 40 years in Canada, he decided that he would come and try his hands on Ghanaian politics. But when he came, he wanted to be careful. I am running for office, political office in Ghana. If I don't get it, what happens to me? I should be able to return to Canada and continue with my life. That was what was in his mind. Gyakye Quayson. Now, to be able to run for political office in this country, you must first and foremost be a Ghanaian citizen. You must not be a dual citizenship holder. Gyakye Quayson had two, Ghana and Canada. And according to Alote Jacobs, who was also a member of his party, the NDC, and held a vital position in that party, he advised this man to renounce his Canadian citizenship. But he refused. On 2 different occasions, he was disqualified from running for political office, even from the party level. He was adamant. He still wanted to hold his Canadian citizenship and be sure that his political future in Ghana was certain. He wanted to have his cake and eat it. This is a greedy guy. Very greedy guy. They have no respect for the nation. And I see some people supporting him. Any man who is not patriotic behaves the same way this guy behaves. I have an American citizenship, British citizenship, and a Ghanaian one. There was somebody who told me, I will not give my British citizenship for anything in the world. And this is a Ghanaian who was trying to run for a political office, a female. So I look at them and I ask myself, when is Ghana going to reach that level? If our citizens are two-faced, one face is foreign and the other one is Ghanaian, their feet, one is here, the other one is there. You are what is known as munafikun in Arabic. Munafiki in Hausa. The Quran talks about these people. When they meet you, they say, we are with you. And when they leave you, they are with the next group of people. Read it from the Quran. Munafikun. Munafiki. Hypocrites. This guy here is one of those dirty hypocrites. He looks like a gentleman, but has a dirty mind. And I'm surprised some people support. Even the devil has supporters. At this point where we have reached in Ghana, we don't need people like this. We need people who wholeheartedly want to follow the course of this nation. When I look at how our ancestors laid down their lives, they died. That is why we have the red in the flag of Ghana. What Nkrumah did, Nkrumah had the chance to become any citizen at all. The other day, a brethren of mine called me and said, Nkrumah was a British citizen. I said, prove to me. He said, oh, before independence, every Ghanaian was a British citizen. That is neither here nor there. We were forced to become British citizens by virtue of the fact that we're a crown colony. right? But when a man willingly goes out and acquires the citizenship of another country, it is a slur on the image of your own country. What is happening there? I have no problem with you if you want to belong to 10 other nations. But when patriots are talking, shut up. Gyakye Quayson went ahead to file papers to run for political office in this country when he knew he was still Canadian and Ghanaian. But his explanation was that he had started the process of renouncing his citizenship. Just that he had not received papers or a certificate to show that his application had gone through. When an application is in the pipeline, there are two things. It's either accepted or not. Until the decision is taken, you are still who you are and what you are. There's no argument about this. Supreme Court or no Supreme Court, this is what it means. So the Supreme Court ruled that this man committed the crime of perjury, lying under oath. And today, they removed him from parliament. He should be ashamed of himself. But NDC decided to pick the same shameful guy and put him back at Asin North because he has some group of supporters. Listen, he hasn't purged himself well from perjury. And today, boom, it came in the news. Watch it. Gyakye Quayson to face high court over criminal charges. Criminal. Why do you want to have a criminal as your MP? It doesn't make sense. Hey, let's speak truth to power. Let's call a spade a spade. The NDC is only gambling with a potential jail bed. Imagine this guy wins the election and the High Court says, hey, well, there was one Adamu Sankandi where the two issues were slightly different, but this man must go to jail. What happens to him? What happens to his candidature? What happens? What happens to his candidature? Let us speak truth to power. Is the NDC short of people? Can the NDC not have better people who have the nation at heart? This man finally renounced his Canadian citizenship. But deep in his heart, he is bleeding. He wished that he hadn't done it, so that the least part, he would be there in Ontario or Quebec. Don't let us encourage people like that. Listen, anybody who wants to leave this nation, let them go. Me, I've decided that if Bawumia ever becomes president of this nation after Nana Akufo-Addo, I will leave this nation. I'll leave it for you. I've said it. Nothing will keep me in this country. I can't move from one joker to another joker as president. Nana Akufo-Addo, a traitor like this, has become our president, running us all the way to the IMF and the World Bank so shamelessly. Africa without aid, Ghana without aid, yet this is the biggest beggar the world has ever seen from Africa. After his comic circus performances, then the bigger joker, Mr. Bean of Ghanaian politics, Bawumia is also president. No, I can't take it. I will leave. It might not matter to you, but it is a way of showing them that we care about our nation. Listen, during the American elections, Wole Soyinka, how many of us remember Wole Soyinka? Find me a photograph of Wole Soyinka. Wole is spelled W-O-L-E. Wole Soyinka is S-O-Y-I-N-K-E. Wole Soyinka. He's a writer. He has this afro bushy hair. He said, from the utterances of Trump, Donald Trump, and his demeanor, he could tell that this one would be a very terrible president of America. And if by some dint of bad luck, Trump ever became president, he will give out his American residence. And when Trump won, he put scissors through his residence and he left it. Now Trump is out. He's one of the worst presidents America has ever seen. Today he's facing criminal charges in court. One man. He tried to bring the very first coup d'etat in America when he lost power. Is this one to a president? So when we say things, we mean them. Should Bawumia become president after Nana Addo, we will leave. I don't mind if somebody else comes and he goes and then he purges himself of his comic activities, circus activities. Then we can deal with that. This is Wole Soyinka. He had an American residence, not a citizenship. I have no problem with residence. You have your residence, green card, to live in America. So you can go and come. But citizenship is a birthright. Some people don't understand this. Come here. Today, if Wole Soyinka wants to go to America, he goes to queue for a visa. It is more dignifying than sitting under a president with no common sense. Jesus have mercy. So Gyakye Quayson is going to face the High Court. Bring the story. He's going to face the High Court and they are going to deal with him. The unseated member of parliament for Assin North, James Gyakye Quayson, would face the High Court in Accra on Friday, June 16, 2023, over the criminal charges leveled against him by the state. Whatever happens to him, we are waiting to see. So he went to court. What happened in court? What charges did they level against him? Is he also going to spend some time at Nsawam or Ankafo? Because this guy needs to be punished. It's not enough to just unseat him and say, go. No. When you catch a thief, you don't say, because we caught you and took away what you've stolen, go. No, sir. They must suffer for their theft. True? Please. What this nation needs is nothing else but common sense. What this nation needs is a change of attitude. What this nation needs, my brother, my sister, a different mindset. And if this mindset is right, every other thing will fall in place. Dash! Next story. Watch me and watch the next story. What does it say? See, it says, Archbishop Agyinasare Defies Nogokpo threat. Agyinasare came out. Who is he? He's an archbishop right here in Ghana. I was told that he used to be part of Otterville's church. And then he had a calling to move out of the church. The first time I heard about Agyinasare, I was about 9 years or 7 years old. Between 7 and 9. You know what happened? He came to Tamale. And that was where he had his church. He didn't even have money to build a single room for his church. He was doing his church in a classroom. I later attended that school whilst he was still there. Zogbeli Junior Secondary School in Zogbeli. And my class, 1C, was the class that he was doing his church in. You know what year this was? 1985 was when I entered Form 1 at Zogbeli Junior Secondary School. But Agyinasare had been there 2 years before. And his church was called the World Miracle Church. He was performing miracles all over the place. In a Muslim area. So we used to come all the way from the Zongos. From Abu Abu. In Tamale we don't say Abu Abu, we say Ababu. From the Zongo, Mochi Zongo, Sakasaka, and all those areas, just to go and watch this man perform his miracles. The lame walked, the dumb talked, the blind saw, and from a predominant Muslim area, we were all mesmerized. But as a little child, my elder brothers used to attend the church. Austin Lugutera, who is now a professor at the University of Ghana, Legon, was part of his church, and some other people from my family. So we went to see Agyinasare. He was a very, very disciplined man. And he started very humbly from a classroom, my classroom 1C at Zogbeli Junior Secondary School. In Zogbeli, people will come and hide. How many Muslims was he able to convert from what he did? How many people would have the guts in those days to go into Muslim areas and put up churches? It's not easy. But he defied all these odds and walked into a Muslim area saying God told him to go there. He didn't even have money for a church classroom. Today, Agyinasare is flying around the world. He's gone to so many countries in the world. He has his Perez Chapel. When I look at it, and I look at 1C, Zogbeli Junior Secondary School, where he had his church. In those days, it was Junior Secondary School, JSS, not JHS. Well, I congratulate him and I say hard work pays. All of a sudden, Agyinasare said he went to preach somewhere in the Volta region, Aflao, and his hotel room was at Agbozome. He was going from Aflao to Agbozome. His junior pastor's car, all of a sudden, had a tie come out of it. When they arrived at Nogokpo, and the whole church started roaring. Everybody knows Nogokpo in Ghana. Then he was incensed. I know how it is when, if you study theatrics, the response of the people can let you add things to your script. Maybe he did not intend to say what he said, but because of the uproar, theatrically, he reacted to what the people said. Some of us who are performers understand this one better. Watch what happened now. He said, you all know Nogokpo, right? It is the seat or the headquarters of all demons in the Volta region. That's what he said. So passively. And he ended his thing. He said that day they preached and disgraced all the witches and wizards in the Volta region. He asked his junior pastor to do that, and he did that. We all condemned him. We said, listen, that is somebody's worship. He actually was trying to refer to the Salaja shrine. But he said, Nogokpo, this is the shrine. It's located in a town in the Volta region called Nogokpo in Ketusa. But we all refer to the shrine too as Nogokpo. The shrine is more popular than even the whole village. When you mention Nogokpo, everybody thinks about this shrine. It's a deity that people say is very powerful. Whether it's powerful or not, respect people's beliefs and culture. You can't say this is the seat of all the demons in the Volta region. You cannot say that. If somebody says that your church is the seat of all the demons in the whole of Accra, I am sure that you will take offense. So somebody from Nogokpo wrote on their official Facebook page from the shrine, why do you do that? People, your church members come to us for power and all that. Why are you saying that? Concentrate on your message and let everything go free. Leave us alone. For me, that was a very wise response. Agyinasare was hit by that. Ghanaians attacked him and said, no, you can't say that. Some of us who are traditionalists and believers in culture also spoke against that. He came back, found it necessary, and apologized to the people. He said, my wife is also from the area. Even my 2 children are named after people from that area, the Volta region. I will never seek to cast any slur on the image of Nogokpo. And we thought it was over. All of a sudden, we heard the chiefs and people of Nogokpo had come together to pour libation. And they said, and when they were even pouring the libation, you should have seen the disgrace that went on there. The one pouring the libation didn't seem to know what he was doing. Somebody was whispering from the back, say this, say that. And I'm like, are you true traditionalists? Go back and watch the video. Don't disgrace tradition like that. How can you bring a man who is there to pour libation and somebody else would have to be whispering to him? Say this. Don't say this. Say this. You don't know how to do it. So right after this, I had to speak with some of the traditionalists that I knew from the area. I will not mention names. They were so exasperated. Why should this happen? They came together in a very hogwashing kind of press release. Hogwash. We are giving you 14 days, Agyinasare. Come over to Nogokpo and apologize to us. If you don't come, we'll show you where the cosmic energy is. So the support I had for them waned. This is a simple infantile power play. Infantile power play. So I was wondering. I remember I came out and said, the chief of Nogokpo, is he really serious? But it came out that the chief did not even want it. After the peace council came in, they said, oh, let peace prevail. The man has apologized. We can all meet nicely at a neutral place, and we will be able to find some 1 or 2 people inside who are warmongers. Discouraged the chief and told the chief, no, we must show you where power lies. And the chief folded his arms and went back. And I can assure you that even the head of the Africania mission, Osofu Konfu Achukove, did not want it to go this far. They would have accepted the apology, invited the man very nicely without threatening him. This is not an invitation, it's a threat. Hey, no matter how weak a man is, he will never stand by and watch his wife being beaten. He will flex his muscles. He prefers to be beaten, but at least he flexes his muscles. Agyinasare is like that weak man in front of his wife. He will flex his muscles. It's normal. He also has people that he leads. If he's made a mistake and has apologized and you have come out like that, no, sir. We are traditionalists. We respect our culture. But when 1 or 2 people are trying to manipulate some people, taking advantage of their ignorance, left, right, and center, no, we have to come out and speak. It doesn't help anybody. So Agyinasare has refused to go to Nogokpo. We are waiting for that cosmic power. And even the custodian of the shrine also came out and said, hey, as published in the news, I don't know who is the custodian there, but it was published that he came to dissociate himself totally from this. Hey, me, I don't know of anything. No. The custodian of the shrine, head of Africania mission, is saying that we could have handled it better. Custodian of the shrine says, hey, I'm not part of it. The chief of Nogokpo himself says, you know what? Let's relax on this issue. Let's relax. But some 1 or 2 people, no, let's show them power. Okay, it's time for you to show him power. Don't do that. When you do that, you disgrace our culture. Today, if you're not able to do anything to Agyinasare, who is going to respect Salaja Shrine? Did you think about that? We have seen a situation where traditionalists went to court and lost. Why didn't the gods come and help them win? You understand? If you have those cosmic powers, the gods also have sense. They look at the hearts of people before they react. That's if they react at all. To those who don't believe. What to expect from Nogokpo chiefs as Agyinasare's 14-day ultimatum expires? Is there going to be thunder? Will there be a fire at the church? A message to Agyinasare. Bring his photo. Hey, Archbishop Agyinasare, take your security very carefully. Some people might try to hurt you and lie that some God somewhere has caused it. Let security at the church be tight. Some people could just come and commit arson and say that fire came from heaven to burn the place. Watch it. The gods are not crazy. They also look at a man's heart. Are you not happy that his wife is from the Volta region? Are you not happy that he has respected the area to the point that his 2 children have been named after them? Is it not enough to say that, oh, it's a slip of tongue? Can we invite him nicely? Power play. For what? Dash. When we return, we have more. But remember, Kuchoko Roots Festival is coming up very strongly on the 24th, right? 24th day of June at Alliance Francaise That's next Saturday, 7 p.m. sharp. Taj Weeks is coming all the way from St. Lucia. Ras Kuku is playing. We have Ras Simposh coming all the way from Burkina Faso and Zedmo. Kiushandeya has already arrived in the country, and he's from the Virgin Islands. And I'm talking about the wonderful part of the world that is simply called St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I am playing to your Kuchoko legend. Of course, it's only 100 Ghana cedis. And when you come in, you get free cocoa to drink from the northern region of Ghana. Is it cocoa anyina you want to drink? Or cocoa sale? Maybe you want kanwa. Hey! All the types of cocoa, we are bringing that to showcase. Some people are showing batakari. Batakari is not the only thing in the north. Tuozafi is not the only thing. We have cocoa. Not the cocoa that you drink in Accra and it's like water. No. Cocoa that you shake and it shakes his buttocks like, hey, 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 hey. We'll give you kulkuli to eat. We'll give you masa and kose and vegan kebab. Hey, this is a crazy festival. And 15 artists all playing live. No tracks, no sound system. Kuchoko, kuchoko, bam, kuchoko, kuchoko, bam, kuchoko. Get your tickets now. Look at the numbers coming up. Pick up the numbers, call the numbers, and get your tickets. 100 Ghana cedis. We will deliver the ticket to your doorstep. It's a crazy festival. We have 2 Jamaican artists playing. We have Michael Fabulous coming all the way from St. Mary. He's already in the country. And Tona Hope is also already here. My God. Can you miss this festival? Can you miss it? It's at Alliance Francaise, 24th June 2023. When we return, more. Hey! Wayo! This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, and here we speak truth to power. Oh yes, we speak truth to power. Nobody is bigger than the truth. For too long, we have been so diplomatic, so euphemistic. Time now to put away all the hyperboles, all the paradox, and move straight into action, my brother. This is the Black Pot. Nobody is bigger than the truth. Come here. Next story. And the next story says what? Watch it as it rolls. IMF. Treacherous. Deceptive. You know the IMF, right? International Monetary Funds. Some of my Rasta friends call them the International Madaf. You know what they do? I don't need to tell you. They don't have Africa at heart. Never. Whoever thinks so is only making a fool of himself. You know what the IMF does? IMF is only interested in a certain kind of imperialism. They make sure that nothing really happens in your land and that you are never able to break away from the calcon and chains and bondage of poverty. So that every time you come to them. I used to work in a certain outfit in Takrade. I'm going to keep the name shrouded. The boss will make sure nobody had enough so that you would look elsewhere. He made sure that you were given just little, so that you continue to depend on him for your livelihood. Now, when you study economics, even basic economics will tell you that when you work and you are paid, and you are promised more money for you to do more work, a time will come when you make some good money, you will trade off work time for leisure. Hallelujah. I wish this was in the classroom so I could draw the graph and show you the trade-off between labor and leisure. Hallelujah. I miss my economics. Trade-off between leisure and labor. Under normal circumstances, labor is happy to work for money. Labor will continue to work more hours for money. But at a certain cutoff point, just beyond the equilibrium, labor will refuse to work for more money. Labor will now need time for leisure because the money that you have made, you want to spend it. I don't know how many people understand this. If you work in a company and your salary is 1,200 Ghana cedis and you work 6 hours a day, your boss comes to say, oh, you are working good. Please, we need you to now work 8 hours so that we'll raise your salary to 1,500. Oh, yes, you need it. You work. The following month he comes. Oh, we need you to increase it to 10 hours so that we now give you 2,000. You get the 2,000. Oh, another month they come. From the 10 hours, they want you to now work 12 hours so that they give you 5,000. You look at the 5,000 and say, no, sir, I've worked enough. If I work 12 hours, what time would I sleep? What time do I have with my wife and children? What time would I have to even go and visit the old lady in the village? No, sir, I will not sell my soul for money. That is what is called a trade-off between labor and leisure. That's what the IMF is doing. IMF is making sure that you will keep working and working and working. But instead of giving you the required remuneration, you don't get it. They make sure, and that's what they do. All these guys from the West, that you don't plant what you eat, and that you don't eat what you plant. You rather plant to feed their factories. And they use what you give to them to feed their factories. They produce that in their kitchens and bring that to you to eat. So they feed you. You are eating food from kitchens that you don't know. So they write that this is in it, that is in it, that is in it. It's your word against their word. The IMF, the moment it comes in, trying to say, oh, your economy is down, we are helping you. The first few months that you get your first tranche of money, it is always been the same. Your economy is now doing well. Should they say your economy is not doing well? So that who will go to the IMF again? If you prosper, the IMF becomes useless. The IMF targets Africa. And the poorer they keep Africa, the more relevant the IMF gets. True? Are you listening? The poorer Africa gets, the better for the IMF. After all, every time you go like Nana Akufo-Addo begging them and begging Germany to go and talk to China so that you can meet the IMF whims and caprices. And any African nation that tries to break the bond between the IMF and itself, you are targeted and finished. See what happened to Sankara. When he became president, he said, no IMF, no World Bank. We will make sure that our World Bank and IMF will be produced right here in Burkina Faso. No importation of food. We shall plant what we eat and eat what we plant. That year, they had a bumper harvest. But here, they tell you to produce cocoa. And the cocoa goes to Switzerland. It goes to where? It goes to where? How much cocoa do you even process here? They send back that after cooking it in their kitchen for you to buy at higher prices and eat. You are slaves. Every Ghanaian is thinking about cocoa. Is thinking about rubber. Is thinking about cashew. Thinking about the so-called cash products. But I prefer to call them slave products. In the slavery days, that was what happened. They had to force you from out of Africa, take you out into plantations for you to produce to feed their factories. Now, there is no slavery in quotes, at least institutionalized slavery. So they will make sure that they rewire your mind off the right thinking so that you think like slaves in those days, still produce to feed their factories. They will come and build a few factories here, but a majority of the factories are there. That's how the IMF works. The World Bank, the same thing. Hey, which employer would want to see his employees prosper? When they prosper, they leave. True? Selfish employers don't think about how their employees prosper. After all, when you prosper, you will leave. But you should be happy as an employer that you have raised people who have prospered and they have gone to build their own. It's like a teacher. But the IMF is not like that. You will continue to be in bondage and suppression. Look at what they are giving us. Look at the story. Watch it. Ghanaian economy stabilizing. IMF says after staff visit. You remember how the IMF kept saying the Ghanaian economy is dying, nothing is happening. Hey, inflation rate is that. Hey, the country is dying. If we are not able to get the IMF loan, by this time the whole country would cease to be a country. It will be a failed nation. Do you remember that? Kenoforiata told us this. They even gave us a certain time period. If after this month we don't get the IMF loan, then the country is dead. The time passed. We went 2 months after, the country didn't die. It's a thing of the mind. Feed them with what to believe, and they will continue to be your slaves. Take off the chains from their arms and their legs. Put the chains on their brain. Decide what they know and decide what they should not know. So we all agreed that we needed the IMF. And we went to them. IMF started misbehaving. The sad thing is that all the money IMF will give to Ghana, it will decide what Ghana should use the money for. How do I go for a loan from a friend and he tells me, hey, this money I'm going to give to you, I know you like banku, don't go and eat banku, go and eat kenke. Yet when the time comes to pay, you will vomit the money. That means we cannot even think for ourselves. They give us the money, and they make sure that we use the money for exactly what they want us to use the money for. And you know what they did? They brought somebody from the IMF to be the new finance minister of Ghana. He's going to sit in Ghana and make sure that every dollar that comes from the IMF goes into what the IMF wants the money to go into, and not what we need or what we desire. Is that not slavery? Yet we always go there. If I were president of this country, which I will never be, for the first 2 years, every Ghanaian would fast. We have to be angry to be able to purge the foolishness in our pot bellies. We must go hungry, we must fast. When we are hungry, we will learn common sense. Because now, our stomachs are bloated. We have kept a lot of feces in our stomachs because we don't want to be hungry. But a Dagomba proverb will tell you that the panacea for hunger is not keeping feces in your stomach. Hallelujah. Let's be careful. It's not everybody who comes smiling at us we have to call friends. The Jamaican would say, they have plastic smile. We have to be careful. Right now, they want to remain relevant. So they are telling you that your nation is doing well because they came in. What happened to our gold and diamond? What happened to all those things that we have? In fact, Ghana doesn't even need the gold. We don't need those things that pollute our land, the oil and all that. What we need is agriculture. When we return, we got more. Hey! A spiritual blend of Jamaican reggae and indigenous African roots music is affectionately called Kuchoko.
This year, all the ancestors and spirits of Africa will descend to celebrate the Kuchoko Roots Festival 2023.
Happening live at the Alliance Francaise, Accra.
On Saturday, June 24 at 7 p.m. sharp till you pass out.
Artists in action are Black Rasta Kuchoko legend, His Royal Excellency Taj Weeks from St. Lucia, Kyushan Dea from St. Vincent, Rasim Porsche and Zedmu from Burkina Faso, the land of the upright. Now the rest of the Kuchoko warriors are Ras Kuku from Buom, Ras Bumba, Konkaraja Vibes, Black Messiah, Rena, Ras Preacherman, Vibration Kings Band.
Special Kuchoko guest for 2023 is Samuel Owusu, a high life legend. MCs Kin Lagazi and Ras Kwame Malcolm.
This year, the Kuchoko Roots Festival comes with the Cocoa Roots Festival. Come and drink free cocoa, box with kose, masa, and vegan kebab and kuli kuli.
All this for free. This is crazy. You are either at Kuchoko Roots Festival 2023 or in hell. Rate is 100 Ghana cedis flat. Date Saturday 24 June 2023. Time 7 p.m. sharp. Media partners TV3, 3FM, Onua FM and 3news.com.
Sponsors Rasta Chokomalt, McBansi, Acid, Vegan Port.
Suffer, rich man lady suffer, lie. See them a come.
Go on, skip a judge.
Blackpot, Coco show them.
See them a come, them coming like an angel, but them a thief, them no say them a thief. Mr. President, you coming like your savior, but you a thief, you no say you a thief. Thief President, why you thief so? Thief man, why you thief so? The people they must suffer, but you don't care so. Thief man, why you thief so? I see the people crying every day, oh, them want food, them can't find. I see the youth looking for a job, oh, every way, them can't find. Mr. President, him just belly full, oh, him and him family, them no suffer, oh. Suffer, the poor man they suffer, oh. Suffer, rich man know they suffer, lie, suffer, the poor man they suffer, oh, at God. This is the Black Pot, aka Kuku Shodomo. And here we speak truth to power. Come here. Next story. And we're going to spend just a few minutes on this. Watch it. What does it say? BAFFOUR GYAN caught with stolen vehicle. And here is an articulated truck. And who is BAFFOUR GYAN? The younger brother of Asamoah Gyan. They both played for the Black Stars. They did well. They contributed their quota. Asamoah Gyan was more successful. And this is Asamoah Gyan and his brother. But it looks like the two of them are getting a little bit too controversial. You remember they went to play long tennis the other day, and they had to punch a certain player, and it was all over in the news. Asamoah Gyan and his brother, all because of a little argument, fisticuffs. And that hasn't died out totally. We heard the voice notes, the threats and all that. Then all of a sudden, stolen vehicle. What really is the story? Businessman drags Asamoah Gyan, BAFFOUR GYAN, to police for seizing articulated truck. Run the story. A report of wrongful possession of property has been filed at the Mile 7 police station in Accra against two of Ghana's celebrated footballers, Asamoah Gyan and BAFFOUR Gyan. A new crusading guide publication on Friday, June 16, 2023, indicates that a businessman by the name of Emmanuel Bomfe has reported the two brothers who are owners of sachet water firm Paradise Mineral Water Company to the police for allegedly stealing his articulator truck. Details of the report show that the truck has become the object of litigation between the GYAN brothers and an overseas-based businessman who appears to be a friend of Emmanuel Bomfe, the original owner of the articulated truck. According to the report, the said truck, estimated to cost over 400,000 Ghana cedis, was spotted at the premises of Paradise Mineral Water Company, a purified water producing company in Hebron, off the Accra-Kumasi Road. The businessman, upon the discovery, reported the owners of the sachet water manufacturing company to the Mile 7 police, which led to the invitation of the elder of the two brothers, BAFFOUR Gyan. Oh, so BAFFOUR Gyan is actually older than Asamoah Gyan. I didn't know that. Wow, he looks younger. According to the report, BAFFOUR Gyan stated that the truck was seized on his orders after a man with whom he had a business agreement failed to honor his side of the contract. Listen to this. BAFFOUR was then detained and released on self-recognizance bail, with the assurance of returning the truck to the real owner that very day. Narrating the entire incident to the media, the legitimate owner of the vehicle, Emmanuel Bomfe, said, "I went into an agreement with a friend abroad, Gyakye Quayson, and we both agreed on payments in installments for the truck. I am the owner of the truck. He gave me a check which bounced. It means it was a DUD check. I realized that the guy had breached our deal, so I decided to look for him and my vehicle. I therefore traced the truck and found it at the premises of Asamoah Gyan's Paradise Mineral Water Company. The police, however, made it clear to BAFFOUR Gyan that his action was a criminal one and ordered him to return the truck to the police station to be given to me. But he has proven stubborn." Dash. Dash. You see, sometimes our brethren, I don't want to use harsh words on this brethren. They've contributed their quota. But don't try to be controversial. Don't try to show manpower. We have laws. It's not a jungle. Somebody, according to the story, had this articulated truck he was selling. A man abroad said he would buy it. What happened? He wrote a check for him. He took the check to the bank. It was a DUD check. In Ghana, we say bounce check. The man should be arrested. He went to take his car, his articulated truck. After all, the check was a DUD check. Only to realize that the car was on the premises of Paradise, whatever. And BAFFOUR Gyan is the macho man. He's normally the first guy to, maybe because he's the elder one, to altercate. And he said, I ordered that the thing should be parked there. Because of what? Watch what he says. Come here. Why I seized articulated truck owned by Ghanaian businessman. And this is from Ghana Web. BAFFOUR Gyan explains. He seized it. Can you believe that? Are you a policeman? Are you the court? Why should you seize it? And you are even proud to say you seized it. By what powers? Are we in a jungle? Can you see this? Former Ghana International BAFFOUR Gyan has explained his decision to hold on to an articulated truck that is at the center of a dispute. A businessman named Emmanuel Bonfe had reported BAFFOUR GYAN and his brother Asamoah GYAN, who co-owned Paradise Mineral Water Company, to the police, accusing them of stealing his truck. However, BAFFOUR GYAN has come out to clarify that the issue does not involve his brother Asamoah GYAN. Rather stated that he is the one in possession of the truck. It reminds me of Rollins saying, "Leave my men alone. I am the one responsible." Yes, his brother is not part of it. He's the macho man who has seized the truck. That's what he said, according to this publication. He went on to explain the circumstances leading to the issue, stating that they had agreed to purchase the truck from a businessman known as Big Tim, who owed debts to Paradise Mineral Water Company. BAFFOUR GYAN revealed that Big Tim had claimed his money was misused by the people handling the business and expressed a desire to quit. Consequently, Big Tim sold the truck to BAFFOUR GYAN for 350 Ghana cedis, including the outstanding debt of 200,000 cedis. According to BAFFOUR GYAN, after the agreement was made, Big Tim changed his mind and demanded the return of the truck, despite still owing money. Weeks after the disagreement, BAFFOUR GYAN said he was summoned to the Mile 7 police station, where he was charged with possession of a stolen vehicle. Unknown to him, the truck belonged to Emmanuel Bonfe, who sold it to Big Tim, but he later had failed to pay the full cost of the vehicle, prompting the owner of the truck to file a report at the police station. Yeah? BAFFOUR GYAN justified their decision to retain the truck, citing the uncertainty surrounding the payment of the money. How can he justify? Dash. BAFFOUR GYAN, you should have gone to the police. I paid this man this money, and he's coming back to say this. The police will process him for court. You are not a policeman. You are not the court. You can't take the law into your own hand. No. This is ghetto style. You the owe me, I come seize your thing. I do you kwashe. Hey, bosso. We passed that level, oh. Don't do that again. Yeah? Dash. Next story. This story is going to be very short. Bim, 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 bim. STONEBWOY walks the talk. Commissions tap water. Hey. Is STONEBWOY now working with Ghana Water Company? Bim, 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 bim. Borehole commissioning, 14 June, 10 a.m. sharp. Hey, chairman. And you see the scissors. Bring back the tin. Bring back the tin. Can you see the scissors? And the bow tie is going to cut it. Bring the next photo. You see the scissors there again. The same scissors is cutting the tin. Bim, 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 bim. And you see a lot of people there supporting him. He's walking the talk. He's going to build an area, tap water, for them to drink in Galamsey area. And some people are saying, oh, but you should have done this in the Volta region. Is he not from the Volta region? Look at the chiefs and people. They all came to support him. His wife is at the back there. You know, this is walking the talk. May God give all of us the power to do some of these things. That's what I said. If the mindset is right, individuals will build schools, roads, and hospitals without waiting for the government to do that. But because the mindset is wrong, we all don't think generationally. We are selfish. A rich man can build a whole mansion on a road full of potholes. He doesn't care. Government must come and do it. He doesn't know that. His own car will be breaking down on the road. Criminal activities can also happen there. Bring the story. We're going to read only the first 2 paragraphs and we are done. STONEBWOY on why he commissioned boreholes in the Western region instead of the Volta region where he's from. Well, something like that. You can get the meaning, right? On Wednesday, June 14, award-winning reggae dancehall artist STONEBWOY, together with his Livingstone Foundation, commissioned 4 boreholes in the Western region. 4. Do you know the cost of one? The event was marked with pomp and pageantry as the chiefs and people gathered to witness the commissioning of the boreholes that would supply them with clean drinking water. They are boreholes. So. Boreholes. In an interview with Amansan Krachi ahead of the commissioning, Stonebwoy was asked why he chose to deliver such a project in the Western region rather than in his home region, the Volta region. Responding to the question, Stonebwoy explained that he has already undertaken some projects in the Volta region and was extending the good deed to other parts of Ghana. I wish Stonebwoy had said, in the Volta region, they do not need these boreholes as much as this area where I have come to put this. Because it's a galamsey area. They can't drink the water there. There's a little bit of galamsey happening in the Volta region, but not as much as here. The way he answered it is almost like giving credence to that question. That question shouldn't even have been asked. It's Ghana. Who are my people? Who are not my people? Everybody is my people. Today, if I decide to go to the Volta region, I will build schools and all that. I will look at who needs it most, not where I come from. You see the mentality? It's not about where I come from. Like Otunfuo recently went to England, and he asked for scholarships. Come here. Scholarships. Not for only Asante Mine, but the whole of Ghana. Whether from Volta, from North, he asked for sponsorship, scholarship for brilliant students. Unlike what happened in Chebi during the days of Oforiata the First, he got scholarships for only Chebi people to go and study. Otunfuo decided to get it for the whole Ghana. So Stonebwoy, congratulations. I love you. I appreciate you. And you know that already. It's been the Blakk Pot, a.k.a. Kukushodemo, where we speak truth to power. When we return, certainly that will be yet another day with yet another edition. Remember, we are live on Pan-African TV, Africa's only Pan-African TV. Also live on Loud Silence TV. We are live on Black Empire TV, our own TV. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's called Black Empire TV. Black is spelled B-L-A-K-K, and that's it over there. Make sure that you subscribe to that and check our channel. The African history class. African is spelled A-F-R-E-E-K-A-N. Class is K-L-A-S-S. And subscribe and learn through African history. Hey!